crazy that I'm hazy, crazy over you. Crazy, without you dear I'm crazy, so crazy that I'm hazy, crazy over you. Crazy as can be, loud as ecstasy. Crazy as can be. Listen to me grow, let it be resumed. That you will say that you're crazy. Crazy, I tell you that I'm crazy, so crazy that I'm hazy, crazy over you. That you're crazy. Crazy, I tell you that I'm crazy, so crazy that I'm hazy, crazy over you. Crazy, 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 crazy over you. Let me tell you boys about my jelly bean, fine and healthy and sweet 16. My baby, I love her so. Jelly bean, I'm never gonna let her go. Jelly bean, I love the child with all my might. Never gonna let that child out of sight. We go together like a peaches and cream, the cutest couple that you ever see. See the child first on my list, sweet 16 and never been kissed. I told my baby to the picture show. I sat her right down on the front row. All of a sudden I didn't see the chick. All the young cats trying to steal my queen. Let me tell you boys about my jelly bean, fine and healthy and sweet 16. By my jelly bean, fine and healthy and sweet 16. My baby, I love her so. Jelly bean, I'm never gonna let her go. Jelly bean, I love the child with all my mind. Never gonna let that child out of sight. We go together like a peaches and cream, the cutest couple that you ever see. See the child first on my list, sweet 16 and never been kissed. Let me tell you boys about my jelly bean, fine and healthy and sweet 16. Justin! You just won't treat me right. You like to ball in the morning, stay out late at night. Going to the barber shop, gonna have her do me up, gonna get clean for my little buttercup. Justine, 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 Justine. She my loving baby and it needs you drive me wild. Mama, papa, sisters, brothers, uncle, crazy child. Justine, 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 you just won't treat me right. Justine, 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 you won't treat me right. You like the ball in the morning, stay out late at night. Ow, ow, ow. shop, wanna have 'em do me up, wanna get clean for my little buttercup. Justine, 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 Justine. She my loving baby and you know she drive me wild. She my mama, papa, sisters, brothers, uncles, crazy child. Wow!
Yeah, good morning everybody and welcome to Mad Matt's Radio Roundup today, live out of Studio W. Thanks everybody for tuning in this morning. Heard a few songs right there, ending it with a little Larry Williams, Slow Down. Then you heard two before that by Don and Dewey, Jelly Bean and Justine, and starting out that set with the little Calvins, Crazy Over You, on that great Dutone label. And today we are lucky to have Big Sandy in studio. Thanks for coming in studio, everybody.
Good morning to you, Matt, and to everybody listening out there now.
Oh, yeah. Now, you are all in for a real treat today. Today, we're going to be talking about his 1998 Hightone release of Dedicated to You, that doo-wop rhythm and blues album that he did back then. And we're going to be going over those songs, talking about why he chose some of those songs. We're going to play the original tracks for you, and then the ones that he recorded, so you can kind of see the difference in them and how they were done. And then we're just going to go over the album today and talk about it. And if anyone has any questions for him, you can I'll open up the call line later, probably around 11 o'clock or later. After we're done talking about some stuff. But thanks everybody for tuning in, and let's get started. So again, thanks for coming in studio today, Robert. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one here.
This is a subject I've been wanting to delve into and listen to. An album that a lot of people hold in high regards, and I saw people posting the favorite album of yours and like that album.
Yeah, it's been a funny thing with this record. It wasn't sales wise, it wasn't like a most popular released, or not my most popular effort, but the people who are into it are really into it. It kind of struck a chord with a lot of people, and over the years I've had so many people come up and say, I love all your stuff, but this one is special to me. So yeah, something about it. Like I think there's a lot of other people who maybe just grew up listening to oldies radio, and
Right.
and there was a time where oldies meant like like old rhythm and blues and doo-wop, and that's what I grew up listening to. So this was it was special for me, and I'm glad to find out over the years that it was special to a lot of other people as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are, look at it and are proud that you did that and see it as, a step, something that you were fit to do and something that, you did in the right justice to those songs. And like you were saying, I know, same thing, oldies at a time when, oldies, you heard a lot more doo-wop and rhythm and blues on the radio and not so much of the, golden oldies or bubblegum oldies or that sort of thing. So what led you to that? So the year before you had done Feeling Kind of Lucky, and then what point after that album did you decide to, or what led to you creating an album of this?
Well, by that, we did this album, recorded it, and it was released in 1998. We had been on the Hightone label for about 4 years at that point. Put out a few records with them, and things were going pretty well with us. And you mentioned we'd just come off of doing Feeling Kind of Lucky, which was our biggest seller. Did pretty well with that record, and we thought, it was actually, there were two guys running the label, Bruce Bromberg and Larry Slovan. Thought it might be a good idea for me to do a solo record and for the band to do a separate record, which they
Right.
did. The Fly Right Boys did a big, what was it called?
Big Sandy presents the Fly Right Boys. Yeah, it was all mostly instrumentals, right, and a couple.
Yeah, well, there was some. Yeah, with Carl Sonny Leyland had a lot of great songs. Has had some great songs in there, and yeah, it was really really nice album that the guys did. And my record, at their suggestion, was a rhythm and blues doo-wop record, which is something that I always thought would be cool to do, but I didn't think that I was up to the task. And it was with their album came together with their encouragement, and also with my friend and then manager Alan Larman. He gave me the confidence and encouragement to, just to make me feel like, well, maybe I can give this a try. I knew the thing with me is like, growing up loving doo-wop and rhythm and blues, I never I held it on such a high level in my head. I thought, man, you can't really touch that
Right.
that original stuff. So I wanted to approach it as sort of like a loving tribute
Right.
to that music, and I'm glad it took a little bit on their part, but I'm glad they convinced me to do it.
That's good. So what were some of those? So obviously that was a heavy influence on you growing up, rhythm and blues, doo-wop, that sort of thing. What were some of the influences that when you thought, okay, maybe this is something I can do? What were some of those core artists that you kind of looked at and revered and thought, well, maybe I can do this in this? Or what were some of the influences or ideas that you had going into this?
Well, I kind of didn't know where to start, and it was only through the help of my friends that I was able to put this together. I met, like, with Alan Larman's suggestions, and one of the Hightone guys, like I just mentioned, Larry Slovan. He sent me a list of songs that he thought would be good, and another dear friend, Gino Productions, Gina Aguilera, made me a cassette of song suggestions, and on the set of songs he sent over, there happened to be a lot of songs that I was already really into. He started off the radio show today with a track by the Calvains, and they were a big group for me, especially they had a song on the Dutone label called "Don't Take Your Love From Me." Just a beautiful, really beautiful group harmony vocals on that song. But I remember as a kid singing along to that song, and it's one of those records that I would listen to in my room and kind of daydream and get completely lost in. So anyway, it was with help from my friends, I pulled together a set of songs that meant something to me in different ways. Yeah.
And prior to that, had you been incorporating that into your live sets prior to that, or was that kind of you kind of shied away from that sort of?
Not really.
So something new up until that point.
Well, I guess there was
elements.
there are probably elements of it that were in my music without me really thinking about it. You're not consciously doing. I mean, I guess the music that you make as an artist is includes everything you've
right
listened to in your lifetime,
right.
but especially the music that you've been moved by. But in my mind, at the time, I thought thought of doo-wop and rhythm and blues as a very separate thing. Now it's all sort of part
Blends
of the mix.
together,
Yeah, and recording this album has played a big part in that, in me reaching that point.
Oh, that's great. So you'd done the album and started it, and so you had a nice list of people involved in that, or so.
Yeah, well, that was the first part, and this.
How did you get the group of people? Or were you involved in that decision? Who was?
Well,
involved?
yes. But again, I wouldn't have been able to do it without Alan, my buddy Alan Larman. We tossed. Well, first of all, we knew we needed to have a great vocal group singing behind me, and we tossed around a few ideas. And I think he ended up talking to a guy who's like a real rhythm and blues and doo-wop authority, Jim Dawson. And I think talking to him led us to approaching the Calvains, who at the time were Bobby Adams, Jimmy Corbett, Freddie Willis, Herman Pruitt. And they had been singing together. I think they had done some local shows in LA for the Doo-Wop Society, and but they're guys that they went to church together and were still singing together in church. And was really excited just at the prospect of recording, getting into the studio with guys that I grew up listening to who recorded for the Doo-Tone label, which was. It was just one of my favorite labels of all time, especially as a kid. There was something magical about the way that label looked, and I collected all those old 78s and 45s. But yeah, they agreed to do it, so we had them on board, and then just the prospect came up of working with Dewey Terry from Don and Dewey. That had
to be a pretty heavy moment too.
Very heavy. Especially, like I said, growing up as a kid, I lived in this sort of like make-believe world where
those people are kind of giants, right? Or kind of people that you didn't
just huge, and I never thought
let alone work with.
Exactly. That's exactly right, Matt. But ended up, I had worked with him before. Our very first tour to England, we played at the Hemsby Rock and Roll Festival for Tom Ingram, and Don and Dewey were on the bill. That was back in the Fly Right Trio days. Okay. So we had crossed paths with him before and had seen him perform around town, but never dreamed I'd end up recording with him.
So that'd be pretty special once you started to work together with them, with those people you had looked up to for so long. Did that kind of help push you to, or kind of the feeling of going, okay, I have the support behind me now, these iconic people working with you, or did that kind of...
well, it kind of just made me a little more nervous than I already was. We wanted to get a group of guys. My guys were working on their solo record at the time, so I turned to another set of musicians. We had Russell Scott on bass, another guy that shares a very a mad passion for rhythm and blues and doo-wop. So having Russell in the studio was a big help for me, made me feel comfortable. And another friend of ours, Adrian Demain, played guitar on it. Just a fantastic guitar player. We had Carl, Sonny Leyland, played some of the piano on the record, and he's always great to work with in the studio, has great ideas, and just it felt good to have a friend in there.
People
and then another guy who's become a friend over the years, Dave Caddison, played saxophone on it. Let's see, who else do we have? There was Skip Edwards came in and played some piano. I mentioned Dewey Terry. He didn't. Not only did I sing with him on it, but he played some great guitar solos on it, and played a little piano on it. Had Vicky Tafoya,
Right.
sang, I think, 3 songs I did with her on the record. A lot of people around town, and well, probably all over the world,
Right.
know Vicky. Vicky Tafoya and the Big Beat, and then she has another group, Vicky and the Vengeance. But just a remarkable voice and quite a big personality. And it was a lot of fun working with her in the studio. And our buddy Brian Neville, who's a fantastic drummer, who's played with so many different artists over the years. We had him on drums. I don't know if I'm forgetting anybody.
It's pretty good stable of people you had there working on.
Yeah, and I really needed them too. I just, without, Larry, Bruce, Alan, and all my buddies in the studio,
Right.
I would not have been able to do it.
Probably would have been stressful just doing it with some just the legends alone, but to have people there supporting you and the other artists you've worked with, kind of probably made the process a little easier than what it would have been with the other session players that maybe you weren't familiar with. Or,
Yeah. But so
Well, yeah, and it created this beautiful album that now people, revere and hold in high regards, and so many people love out of all the albums you did. So let's get into that now. Let's get into the music and start. So track 1 was "Lonely Guy."
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the song that was originally done by the Galahads. Well, why don't we maybe if we play each song, then I'll talk a little bit about what it
let's
meant
do
to
that.
me and
So
why.
We'll do that. We'll play the original song that was covered, and then we'll talk a little bit about that, and then we'll go into the actual his version of it from the Dedicated to You album. So right now we're going to start with "Lonely Guy" as the first track of the day. Again, everybody, Mad Matt's Radio Roundup. We got Big Sandy in studio talking today about that 1998 release, Dedicated to You, all the influences and the songs that influenced those songs and meant a lot to him. So we're going to start out right now with the first track, or the original version of it, "Lonely Guy."
Badass song, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just a lonely guy. Yes, I wonder why it's all so lonely, so blue. I'm just a lonely guy. Baby, I love you so. Love you so.
That sure is sweet right there. What a great song that is, Robert. And a good choice of a song to cover. So if you want to talk a little bit about that and what it meant to you and who the original artist is and the label.
Yeah, the Galahads. And it's kind of funny, as I was listening to the song, I was thinking about this. It's kind of a funny thing that we started the album with this track, because the idea was to do an album that was focused on and celebrated L.A. rhythm and blues and doo-wop.
Right.
So the song I chose was by a band from Seattle.
Well, close enough.
Which I didn't know at the time.
Oh, yeah.
It was released on two different Los Angeles labels, on the Donna label,
Oh, okay.
Delphi label by
same that
Bob Keane, the guy who produced and released,
Richie Valens.
Richie Valens music.
Yeah.
That has always been a special song to me. That it's in my mind. I live in this make believe world, but my memories kind of involve like. The way I look back, it seems like songs like this were just like floating in the air in Los Angeles.
But it seems too. I mean, to me, music like that, certain music that I hold in high regard, songs like that, where if I close my eyes, I can just envision a different time and place. That kind of takes you to a different space and a different.
Well, to me, it's a nostalgic thing. Not nostalgia for the time when the music was recorded, but just for when I was growing up, this music was still being played on the radios, and it really was in the air. People listened to KRLA and K Earth back when they used to play great stuff like this. But anyway, so the Galahads were from Seattle. Jimmy Pipkin was the lead singer. They came down to LA to record this though. And I say you have my version of the song queued up. Which this is a whole funny thing. There was a time where I would never dream of playing my song back to back with the original versions, but I'm kind of okay with it now.
With it now.
This is what I did, and it was came from a good place in my heart. I have no way I would ever try to think I'm on their level at all, but this is just my tribute to it. So.
No, but still a great thing, and like I said, something that's great for everybody. So right now we're going to listen to the first track off that Dedicated to You album. You heard the original version right now. We talked a little bit about it, and now we're going to play Big Sandy's version off that great album, Dedicated to You, Lonely Guy.
Lonely, lonely guy. Lonely, lonely guy. Lonely, lonely guy. Lonely, lonely guy. I'm just a lonely, lonely guy. Yes, I wonder why lips are so red, so blue. I'm just a lonely, lonely guy. Baby, I love you so. Left me all alone in this world on my own. Left me here to cry. That day you said goodbye. Left me so blue. I'm here without you. Well, darling, you know I love you. I'm just a lonely, lonely guy. Yes, I wonder why lips are so red, so blue. I'm just a lonely, lonely guy. But baby, I love you so.
Oh yeah, that first track right there off Dedicated to You, Lonely Guy. And yeah, I think you did do that song lots of justice. It's sure sounded great.
Thank you. It's a fun one to sing. And sadly, I've only performed. What was that?
No, there's a crow outside.
Oh. Okay. All right.
But what were you saying? Sadly, you've only performed.
Well, I've only did I think a live performance with the Calvains.
Oh.
But I've done quite a few. That song quite a few times with another local group who used to be performing around town. The Lonely Blue Boys.
Okay.
And that was one of my favorite ones to do with those guys.
Yeah. Who was in that band?
Uncle Ernie Vargas and his two nephews, Little Ernie and Alex.
Right.
And,
Well, I think we should make that happen again. I was really hoping when the Calvin, what was it, a few years ago when they were at Viva or whenever that was, I was hoping that maybe there would have been something coordinated or maybe, sit in with them and do a cover or two. But
Yeah. But, well, maybe that can still happen sometime.
Yeah, there's still time. Better sooner than later, though. So, yeah, back to the album. So, the next track was Pretty Girls Everywhere, originally done by Eugene Church.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's well, like a lot of these artists, they were born in other places. Eugene Church was from Missouri, from St. Louis actually, but moved to L.A. when he's pretty young. It was on the Class label that Leon Rene had some really great labels starting for the early 50s and into later in the decade. Eugene Church, I always love his records, but the fact that he worked with Jesse Belvin before, and it's Eugene Church it's his voice that you hear sing along with Jesse Belvin on "Girl in My Dreams." Where are you? Yeah, with the clicks.
Oh, cool.
And a lot of this, a lot of the information I'll be spouting here is like, I know this because as a kid, I don't only listen to the records. I would go to the library and just try to read up, old blues magazines and try to absorb as much information about this music that I love. But anyway, cool. I guess we'll just play "Pretty Girls Everywhere."
Let's hear that right now.
And isn't it true?
Everywhere I go,
there's a pretty girl there.
I see a pretty girl.
Pretty, pretty, pretty girl.
Everywhere I go,
There's a pretty girl there.
I see a pretty girl.
Pretty, pretty, pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
If I make it to the beach,
There's a pretty girl there.
there's a pretty girl there.
Pretty, pretty, pretty girl.
You know they knock me off my feet.
Pretty girl.
Them pretty girls there.
Pretty, pretty, pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
If I make it to the park,
There's a pretty girl there.
there's a pretty girl there.
Pretty, pretty, pretty girl.
Hot iron in the dark.
Pretty girl.
And there's a pretty girl there.
Pretty, pretty, pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
If I make it to the show,
There's a pretty girl there.
there's a pretty girl there.
Pretty, pretty, pretty girl.
Even out at the rodeo,
Pretty, pretty, pretty girl.
they came on horses.
Boogity, 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 boogity.
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Pretty, pretty, pretty girl. Pretty, pretty, pretty girl. Pretty girl. Pretty, pretty, pretty girl. Pretty girl. Pretty girl. Yeah.
Every road I walk,
There's a pretty girl on
every street and trail.
just a strutting and a walking.
Even when I say
A pretty, pretty girl.
Kirby's riding on wheels.
Splish splash, splish splash, splish splash.
Pretty girl,
Pretty girl.
pretty girl,
Pretty girl.
everywhere.
Yeah.
If I make it to the park,
There's a pretty girl on
a hot iron in the dark.
pretty girl.
And if I make it to the show,
30 seconds.
Girl.
be now at the rodeo.
Boogity, 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 boogity.
Even when I say
Pretty, pretty girl.
mermaids, they're riding on
Splish
wheels.
splash, splish splash, splish splash.
Pretty girl,
Pretty girl.
pretty girl,
Pretty girl.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Pretty, pretty, pretty girl.
Yeah.
Pretty girls around the world.
Yeah.
Pretty, pretty, pretty girl.
Oh man, one of my favorites right there.
That's a good one, man.
Ooh, I do love that song. One of my. So glad I have a copy of that. I just love listening to that. Eugene Church right there. Pretty Girls Everywhere on that great Class label. So many great songs off that label. And again, for those just tuning in, welcome to Man Matt's Radio Roundup today, live at a Studio W today, every Thursday from 10 a.m. till noon, and sometimes longer when we got great guests in the studio. And today, we are joined by none other than Big Sandy of Big Sandy and the Fly Right Boys, Fly Right Trio, Solo, whatever else. And doing this, talking about that great 1998 release, Dedicated to You, and we are going to be playing all those songs off that album today, playing the originals and the versions that are on that album and talking about them. So what made you choose that song other than it, obviously being a great song?
Well, along with the slow, groovy doo-wop numbers, the romantic ballads, and we knew we had to have some upbeat songs, and that's just always been one of my favorites. I don't know how to dance, but if I did, that's one that
that's one that you wanted
to, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just a song that I've always been fond of, and later ended up doing adding this song to my live shows with Los Straitjackets when I go on tour with them. It's just a fun song to do.
Yeah.
There's been, again, not to make it sound like I think that what I do or what I've done is up to the level of these great originals, but there's been a few times where I've heard this song being spun by DJs at clubs, and I have to think, wait, is this my version or
the original?
I mean, listen back to back, it's obvious, but when you just hear it,
when you hear it in the distance, or you hear it, you kind of do a double take, or let's hear your version now on the Dedicated to You. Okay. Oh, this is always fun. Again, thanks for coming in. Right now, Pretty Girls Everywhere off Dedicated to You.
Well, everywhere I go, there's a pretty girl there. Pretty girl. Everywhere I go, there's a pretty girl there. I see a pretty girl. Pretty girl. Pretty girls are everywhere. If I make it to the beach, there's a pretty girl there. Pretty girl. They knock me off my feet. Those pretty girls. Pretty girls are everywhere. If I make it to the park, there's a pretty girl there. Pretty girl. Hot on in the dark. And there's a pretty girl. Pretty girl. Pretty girls are everywhere. Well, if I make it to the show, there's a pretty girl there. Pretty girl. Even at the rodeo, they came on horses. Pretty girls are everywhere. Driving on wheels. Pretty girls are everywhere. Well, if I make it to the park, there's a pretty girl. Hot on in the dark. If I make it to the show, pretty girl. Even at the rodeo, even when I sail, I'm moving right on wheels. Pretty girls are everywhere. Pretty girls. Pretty girls all around the world. Pretty girls. Give me a pretty girl. Pretty girls.
Oh, yeah. Pretty girls everywhere.
Where?
Yeah. Well, not in here right now, but somewhere out there. Yeah, just listening to that again. You did do these songs very well justice. And now I see, re-listening again, forget how some of these songs sound. But great covers,
Thank
man.
you.
And I can tell why so many people.
One noticeable difference, especially now, I'm sitting here in the studio with headphones on. I do prefer mono.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, those were kind of have a little bit of the stereo mix there, and yeah, to me, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, you can hear the.
I mean, just for this kind of music, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I get it. So the next song.
Next song, Gloria. Yeah, Arthur Lee May and the Crowns. On the fantastic, on the specialty label.
Oh yeah.
This came out in 1956. I don't know if you know that he had. Arthur Lee May was also a baseball player.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he had the two careers going on at the same time, and actually, I think music was a sideline for him. He he thought of himself more as a baseball player. A lot of reason I chose this song is one that I, as a kid, I got this 45 from one of my uncles. I had two uncles, my uncle Jimmy and my uncle Steve, who were heavy into the rhythm and blues and doo-wop, and I was lucky enough to get some of their records when I was younger, and also got my name.
Nice.
As I talked about before, got the name Big Sandy from my uncle Santiago.
Yeah.
Santi. But anyway, I always loved this record, but I loved it even more because on the original, Richard Berry is in the mix there. The guy who figures heavily into this album and just into my life. And I think he's just one of the greats.
So many great songs. Yeah, one of the another one of those artists listening to his some of those LPs, the compilation LPs that have all the songs. Oh man, you forget how many great songs he did, or stuff that doesn't get played as much as some
in a lot of different
ones.
styles too.
Right. Yeah.
And he would he was somebody they would bring into the studio to hey, if the song was a hit, they'd get Richard Berry, Richard in the studio and do his version of that kind of song. It's kind of an all-purpose man.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, here's
cool.
Here's Gloria by Arthur Lee May and the Crown.
Enjoy.
Well, Gloria, I'm in love with you so. Never want to let you go. Can I win your love?
Win your love.
Tonight I'm so blue. I just want to be close to you. Tell me, darling, what can I do? I just want to win your love.
Wait, hey, hey. Gloria, 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 Gloria. I'm in love with you so.
Win your love.
Hey. Gloria, I'm in love with you so.
Win your love.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a great
Shoot
song.
it!
Oh boy, Woo, that's a heavy hitter right there, man.
Yeah, man. As I was listening to that, I was thinking, what was I thinking even to
Trying to
to any of these songs? That is so badass, man. And those bridges sung by Richard Berry,
Yeah.
they're like, you know what? He didn't have. He wasn't like the best singer, but he just made it work
Yeah.
and groove and feel. Oh man, holy moly!
Yeah, whew, man. I think we need more rhythm and blues and doo-wop. Really, listening to these songs and originals, and it's like, oh man, why aren't there more people out there doing this?
And I'd like to thank all my friends who are
Yeah.
tuned in right now. And
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
No, got a lot of my buddies out there listening.
Let 'em
and
know.
well, from what I can see, the one who's the farthest away now, Carlos Diaz, who puts on the great Screamin' Festival.
Oh, cool.
In Spain. Thanks for tuning in, buddy, and thank you for having me do a doo-wop show
Yeah.
in this past year's Screamin', and I hope we can do that again somewhere down the line.
You do that? Is that the one you do with the 4 candles, or is that? Yeah.
Yep.
That's great. Yeah. Oh, cool. Who? Any other listeners you want to give a word out to? Or anyone?
Stucky.
Again, everybody. Thanks to all the listeners out there. It's always nice knowing people are listening to the show, and it makes it that much more enjoyable knowing.
And
there's
it's great to
support
see
out there.
that Jim Washburn is up and listening to the radio after being out on the town last night on that Nick Lowe show with Low Straight Jackets.
Yeah, that was a good show.
That was
man. That was
fantastic.
special.
Yeah.
A good way to start the holiday season. Well, let's get back to some music right now. Back to that Dedicated to You album and your cover of that great song Gloria right now. We're going to play that. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in to Mad Matt's Radio Roundup today.
Gloria, I'm in love with you so. Never want to let you go. Can I win your love? Win your love. Night I'm so blue. I just want to be close to you. Tell me, darling, what can I do? I just want to win your love.
Hey, 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 hey. Gloria, 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 Gloria. I'm in love with you so. Oh, 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 yeah. I'll never let you go.
Now, beneath the skies, my love and my heart cries. Just give me one more try. Let me try to win your love.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Gloria, 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 Gloria. I'm in love with you so. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll never let you go.
Now, beneath the skies, my love and my heart cries. Just give me one more try. Let me try to win your love. Gloria.
Oh man, that sounds sweet. Hey, you did that justice, man.
Yeah.
I don't see. I can get it at the time why that could have felt nerve-wracking, but you got to be proud of these songs now, right? Hearing them, or especially hearing them compared to the originals, knowing what you did with the songs and the amazing artists you had backing you up.
I'm just glad I had my friends give me the encouragement
Courage.
to do it. Yeah, I wouldn't have done it otherwise.
Yeah.
I think that's been the way with a lot of things I've done.
Yeah, you
my,
need that.
my life.
Yeah, but most people need that. Good friends surrounding you to encourage you to do things. It's hard sometimes. Most people, their self is their toughest critic, so it's good to have people around you to
I
push
don't know.
you.
You can be pretty hard on me sometimes.
Yeah, well, someone has to be. Again, thanks to all listeners out there. I hear Rockin' Vic's listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Danielle, David, Paul, my mom, Andy, and anybody else who's out there listening too right now. Thanks everybody for tuning into this.
Abby.
Yeah. So,
My phone's blowing up here.
oh well, should we put it in the kitchen that way it doesn't destroy the place?
This microphone is funny. So a couple of people have mentioned some
Picks
of
up things,
those
yeah,
background
picks up a
noises.
lot of little-
This microphone that I'm on picks up
Very
noises I
touchy.
can't even hear with my own ear in this room, like sounds from the other room and
Yeah, it's
outside.
picking up a lot of stuff, but hopefully it's still enjoyable for everybody who's listening out
I
there.
doubt it, but no.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move down the line here.
Yes.
The next song, oh man, I had the pleasure of seeing this guy perform. He's still fantastic, young Jesse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the song was on the Modern label, came out in 1956. I'll play it and then talk a little bit more about it. Here.
All right, let's
Okay.
do that. You ready? So right now, young Jesse.
Doing Oochie Coochie.
That's right. On Mad Mads Radio.
I love you, baby. You know the reason why. I'll always love you until the day I die. Let me oochie coochie, smoochie smoochie with you. Let me smoochie smoochie. I'm going crazy over you. All I want for you to treat me sweet. We'll be a team that's hard to beat when we oochie coochie, smoochie smoochie with you. Let me be your man. I'll do anything I can. I want to hold you, squeeze you too. Love you, baby, that's what I'll do. Oochie coochie, smoochie smoochie with you. Let me be no man, I'm going crazy over you. All I want for you to treat me sweet. We'll be a team that's hot to please when you oochie coochie, smoochie smoochie with you. Let me be your man. I'll do anything I can. Oochie coochie, smoochie smoochie, oochie coochie, smoochie smoochie, smoochie smoochie, coochie coochie, oochie coochie, oochie coochie, smoochie smoochie, oochie coochie.
Ooh, smoochy, smoochy. Yeah, young Jesse right there. On today.
And that's a song I had recorded earlier. I think it was 92 on the go. I did a version of Oochie Coochie with the Fly Right Trio with TK Smith on guitar. A lot slower
Yeah.
version. And it's a funny thing with that song. A lot of people have for some reason ended up thinking that was one of my own songs.
That you were redoing it on this
Yeah,
album.
people say, that's so cool. You did an R&B version of your own song. Like, you know, but, well,
But it was you did a rock. Went the opposite way. Cool. So how'd you end up choosing that one? Again, obviously a great song to
what's
choose.
the song that I was already doing?
But what influenced you even back then to kind of try and do, a different version of that? Or was that just something you had?
I'm not sure. I think the first time we did it was just, we had it was one of the nights. We used to do a lot of gigs where we had to play like at least 3 sets a night. So you just kind of like have to like come up with,
As many songs as you can.
Yeah, everything that you kind of just go back into the memory banks and, and it was just kind of an easy song to improvise
Right.
on. Well, anyway, yeah, that's how I first started to do it. Didn't sit down and think that this would, just something that I pulled out of somewhere in my mind,
Well, I'm glad you did.
Oh, yeah. Moving down the list on the album, Baby Baby Me.
But we still got to play your version. Of
Oh,
Oochie
that's
Coochie.
right. I'm getting ahead.
Wait a minute now. Let's not jump the gun here a little.
Okay, go ahead, play it.
All right, we're going to hear Big Sandy's version of Oochie Coochie.
Just waking up here, friends.
Yeah, it's still early.
I love you, baby. You know the reason why. I'll always love you till the day I die. Let me oochie coochie, smoochie smoochie with you.
hard to beat when we oochie coochie, smoochie scoochie with you. Now let me be your man, I'll do anything I can.
Coochie. And so you said Dewey Terry was playing guitar on that one.
Yeah,
huh?
Both Adrian Domain and Dewey Terry took solos on that. I was trying to think which one was which. I don't know. They're both pretty badass.
Yeah, that's cool. Just cool to have, Dewey Terry of Don and Dewey fame playing, man. That's pretty
What a cool thing it was to work with him. He was just such a character in the studio. And I have to give a shout out to Linda Jemison, who at the time owned the Doll Hut, Linda's Doll Hut. She opened up the doors during a couple afternoons for us to rehearse this album. So think of this whole cast of characters
hanging out there
at the Doll Hut.
That had to be some pretty
with
fun
the Newcastle flowing.
Oh boy!
But Dewey was such a cool guy, still young at heart, and really, really miss him.
Yeah.
And we'd take a break from rehearsing there at the Doll Hut. I remember standing outside with them and said, "Man, Big Sandy, I got a rockabilly song for you to do." He did,
cool, man.
Pitching songs to me. It was like still at it, you know.
What were some of those? You remember what?
No, man, and how stupid I didn't, get his, demo version of that, or but. And he would sing them to me there.
Cool. Man, that'd be special just hearing or being in the presence of that and hearing him sing those songs. How cool, man. Well, unfortunately, not around it, man. No. But at least you have those great memories to look back on. And
yes, definitely.
I'm sure a highlight of your career,
Most definitely. Yeah. The next song on the album was the one song on the record that I wrote myself. Looking back, I wish I had written a few more for the record.
Wow.
But this is when I had a chance to sing with Vicky Tafoya, and this was a song that was the bridge of the song was inspired by a song called "I Want a Boyfriend / Girlfriend."
Oh, that's
we've talked about that record before.
That's a great.
Done by Bonnie. It was released twice. First time it was issued as being by Bonnie and Clyde, then again as by the Soulmates. But it's the great soul singer Brenda Holloway,
right.
singing on that. So I think I'm going to play the song that inspired.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you have, I like that track. I forgot about it up until now.
But there's just a little part of the bridge of my song is inspired by this entire song. I wanna. Yeah. So anyway, here's
cool. Let's listen to that. So what's the title of that again?
It's called "I Want a Boyfriend," and then parenthetically, girlfriend. The Bonnie and Clyde on the In Sound label, 1963.
Now, no one go finding that. I'm going to get a copy, so don't go looking for that.
Okay.
Call my very own. I want a girlfriend, so I won't be alone. To love me true when I am blue. Oh, don't you know I want a girlfriend? Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I do. I really do.
Well, the day's still young, or the morning, or whatever time it is here. So yeah, you heard that here. That's the song that influenced "Baby Baby Me," and I'm sure we can all hear that there.
Yeah, let's see if people can hear what I'm talking about and that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I mentioned, I had a chance to sing with Vicky Tafoya, who's just so fantastic in the. Yeah. Let's let it fly.
Let's just listen to it right now. Baby, baby me. Now what's going on here? Yeah. Oh boy, technical difficulties going on here. Let's see what's going on. Oh boy. Okay, well we're gonna have to find this some other way because this is not working right now.
Go to commercial?
Let's cue the commercial. I'm not sure why this is not working. Let me see if I can find it a different way right now. We're talking about it, so maybe let's talk a little bit right now about that track. So that was the one track that you wrote. So that other song influenced it, and then yeah, we're buying time here.
You need to have some about Charmin Larman's little drop-ins, little
something. All right, let's see if we can find this right now.
Wow, wow. Wow, ooh, baby, yeah.
Keep it going. We need time here.
Did I mention how great Nick Lowe was last night?
Oh, that was good. All right, I think we got it now. Now that we got this sorted. It is live radio, so stuff happens. Thanks everybody for your patience. Right now, Big Sandy, Baby Baby Me.
Baby, baby me.
My love, you know I will.
Baby, stay with me.
I'm longing for the thrill.
Say that you're mine, that you love me true.
I do.
And baby, baby me, and I will, baby you. Wow, 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 wow. Ooh, baby, yeah, yeah. Baby, walk with me.
Forever by your side.
And baby, talk to me.
My heart is open wide.
Hold me so tight. Say your love is true. And baby, baby me, and I will, baby you. I wanna be your baby, baby love. I wanna be baby, baby too. I'm gonna love you, I need you tonight. So hold me and tell me that everything's alright. And baby, now's the time.
Oh, darling, take my hand.
Oh, baby, be my girl.
You'll be my loving man.
Say that you're mine, that you love me through. And baby, baby me, and I will, baby you. Wow, 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 wow. Ooh, baby, yeah, yeah. Wow, 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 wow. Ooh, baby, yeah, yeah. Wow, 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 wow. Ooh, baby, yeah, yeah. Wow, 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 wow. Ooh, baby, yeah, yeah.
You okay there?
Yeah. All right now. Woo. All right, we got that settled in. Baby, baby me right there. That one original song right there on the Dedicated to You album that we're talking about today. Live in studio on Mad Matt's Radio Roundup. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in today. And if you got any questions, we do have a phone line here, and we will open that up here.
What's that number, Matt?
Well, that number, let's see, do we want to give, oh, it's top secret. You're going to have to do a little research. Now, it's a toll-free number, so it is free for all U.S. domestic callers. It is 844-978-8346. Again, that phone number is 844-978-8346. If you got a question you want to call in and talk, do so now, and we will get you on air and we'll talk a little. And we're curious too, what's your favorite song off this album? Let us know on social media, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, had a couple of votes for Guided Missiles so far.
Yeah, we'll be playing that in a little while. So yeah, if you got a favorite song, let us know. And go check out the Mad Matt's Radio Roundup Facebook page for updates on future shows. Again, in studio, Big Sandy, and we're talking about that Dedicated You album today. And what a pleasure it is having you in studio. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
So, what next do we got on the list?
Well, the next song by the Penguins, who recorded what is probably the most well-known doo-wop song, or one of them definitely. Earth Angel. That
right. The flip side.
Yeah, another great record on the Doo-Tone label. So this song was on the flip side. Hey, Senorita. It's a song that I had already been doing live when I would sit in with Russell Scott and the Red Hots at the Doll Hut. So it was already a song that I was already familiar with and fond of. Earth Angel and most of the songs by the Penguins had the great Cleve Duncan lead vocals, but it's the group's other co-founder, Curtis Williams,
who was doing doing the vocals on
he's singing on Hey Senorita, and he also wrote the song.
Cool. Well, let's hear it now.
Okay.
Hey, senorita, please let me take you home. Oh, little girl, why don't you let me take you home?
that, baby, I promise we'll be all alone. Hey, senorita, please call me on the line. Oh, little girl, why don't you call me on the line? If you do that, baby, everything will be fine. Call me on the line. Oh, sweet mama, 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 hey, senorita, now that you're mine, now that you are, oh, little girl, now you're mine, senorita, now that you are mine, oh, I will love you ever, now everything will be fine, hey, senorita, now that you are mine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what a great song that is. So good hearing it and hearing it live here today. And now let's hear your version of it. So, yeah, what a great song that is, and what a good song choice to choose to cover. So, let's move along.
Yeah, but listening to that song and a few of the other ones that we played already and that are coming up, it just made me think of this. Like, it's kind of a funny byproduct of putting out this record. I had picked up a few Frank Zappa fans.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Frank Zappa was a champion of this kind of music and has written about a lot of these songs. So anyway, that came to mind during that song.
Cool, man. Well, now here's your version, Big Sandy's version of Hey Senorita off that Dedicated to You album.
Hey, senorita, please let me take you home. Oh, little girl, why don't you let me take you home? If you do that, baby, I promise we'll be all alone. Hey, senorita, please call me on the line. Oh, little girl, why don't you call me on the line? Well, if you do that, baby, everything will be fine.
Call me on the line. Sweet mama, sweet mama, sweet mama, sweet
Hey, senorita, now that you are mine. Oh, little girl, now that you are mine. Oh, I'll love you forever, everything will be fine.
Senorita, now that you are mine.
Yeah. Woo. Ah, another great cover of so many great songs. And boy, we're just barely getting to the halfway point. Man, you did choose a lot of great songs for this album and a good representation of doo-wop and rhythm and blues.
Thanks. And it's really nice to see all the feedback that I'm getting on
Yeah.
Facebook and text messages. Thank you out there. But like I said at the start of the show, something I don't know. It's I'd like to see what the numbers are like with the downloads and stuff. But this one, like I said, didn't sell. Yeah, I've sold more records, but this one has had a long life.
Right, yeah.
One of these days, I'll get around to doing a follow-up.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Yeah, that'd be great to do a volume 2 of that and choose. Now, if you were going to do a volume 2, do you have any songs that stick out or songs that you wish you would have done on this that maybe you think, oh man, I want to do this song that I never got around to, or anything sticking out at the top of that list?
I do have a few in mind, and actually, I was talking to Carlos, who was listening out there. We talked about the possibility of doing another similar album with a similar focus. But no, I mean, I'd have to sit down and, there's so many songs to do. I'd like to do maybe a few things that move into a little bit later period, some of the later sounds that were going on in East LA and, some more homegrown stuff.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. Now, would you want to try and create the same group, kind of create something new with a new group of artists, or kind of, I guess it would kind of depend on everything.
Get the band back together.
Yeah, one more time.
So the next song. Okay.
Hey Girl,
Hey Girl, Hey Boy. Oscar McLaughlin and Jeanette Baker.
Back on that Class label again.
Yeah, so many great songs in that one. This was 58. I heard they didn't get along
really?
very well. Let's see if we can hear that.
Hear that
in the song. I never did get to meet Oscar McLaughlin. Have met Jeanette Baker over the years. A lot of people know the Louis Prima Keely Smith version of the song, and they had a movie with his title. So anyway,
let's hear that
hey
now.
Hey girl, hey boy.
Oh yeah. See, da da, da da, we, okay, yeah, well alright. Hey girl, you sure look fine,
Hey boy,
yeah,
you're fine as wine.
Let's get together, baby, let me come see you sometime, Hey girl, come on, let's dance.
Hey boy,
Yeah.
I'll take the chance.
A little soft music and a kiss could bring romance. I look in your eyes and my knees get weak. When you're in my arms, I can hardly speak. I hear crazy music when you call my name. Baby, 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 do you feel the same? Hey girl, hey, what's the score?
Hey boy,
Yeah,
you ought to know.
Now we're going steady and I'll never, never let you go. Oh yeah. Yeah. See, da da, da da. We, okay. Yeah. Well, alright. I look in your eyes and my knees get weak. When you're in my arms, I can hardly speak. I hear crazy music when you call my name. Baby, 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 do you feel the same? Hey girl, hey, what's the score?
Hey boy,
Yeah.
you ought to know.
Now we're going steady and I'll never, never let you go. Oh yeah. Yeah. See, da da, da da. We, okay.
All right. Yeah. Hey girl, hey
Matt's
boy.
trying to dance with me here in the studio here.
Yeah, it's just getting a little weird in here. Something in the air.
Oscar McLaughlin, Jeanette Baker. And, Jeanette Baker's still around.
Yeah, we would have had her in, but she said there were 1,000 better things for her to be doing this morning. So
She didn't even want to tune in.
yeah, it's weird how that works.
But my mother's friends with her, and just thinking about that, boy, I've been pretty fortunate growing up to have two parents who were so much into music. But my mother has made friends with a lot of these artists, some of which you're hearing today. But growing up, I was surrounded by the music, not only by the records, but by some of the people
That's cool, man.
themselves.
Yeah.
Funny thing about this song, and my version of it, which you're going to play right now, was used in a Mervin's commercial. On both, there's an English version of the commercial and a Spanish language version of the commercial. I have the Spanish one on VHS. If anybody out there has a copy of the English version of that commercial, let me know. The Mervin's commercial.
He's willing to pay up to $1 for it.
I might go a little higher. but funny thing, I was looking on Jeanette's website, and it says that her version of the song was used.
In the commercial.
But it wasn't. It was
You should get your legal paperwork gathered together.
I got the royalties for it.
Well, then there you go. That's what year was that, or do you remember when that was?
It was
during the time this came out, or
pre-DVD.
Oh, pre-Mervin's closing, I take it.
I think that song in that commercial did him in.
Well, let's hear your version of that great song now, and Vicky's singing along on this one with you, right? Oh yeah. Hey Girl, Hey Boy on the Dedicated to You album, created in the year 1998.
Oh yeah, yeah, si, da da, oui, okay, yeah, well alright. Hey girl, you sure look fun,
Hey boy,
yeah,
you're fine as wine.
let's get together, baby, let me come and see you sometime. Hey girl, come on, let's dance.
Hey boy,
Yeah,
I'll take the chance.
a little soft music and a kiss could bring romance. A look in your eyes and my knees get weak. When you're in my arms, I can hardly speak. I hear crazy music when you call my name. Baby, 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 do you feel the same? Hey girl, hey, what's the score?
Hey boy,
Yeah,
you ought to know.
now we're going steady and I'll never, never let you go. Oh yeah, yeah, si, da da, oui, okay, yeah, well alright. Hey girl, hey, what's the score?
Hey boy,
Yeah,
you ought to know.
now we're going steady and I'll never, never let you go. Oh yeah, yeah, si, da da, oui, okay, yeah, well alright. Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Oh yeah, Hey Girl, Hey Boy. I've dedicated to you with Vicky singing along on that track, and I dig. That's Carl playing on there, playing piano on that track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig that too. Sounds good.
Well, we can call him up right
Yeah,
now.
let's call him, wake him up,
Let
and-
him know how you feel, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's I love singing that song. I still get a chance to do it every now and then with my niece Madison. Just a fun,
Yeah, good
kind
song
of a
to
crowd
do.
pleaser
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Gets
a lot of
the
people.
dancers out. Yeah. Again, thanks to everybody who's sending such nice messages and
Yeah,
notes.
it's
And,
great to know so many people are listening. Again, everybody, thanks for tuning in today, and thanks for tuning in to Mad Matt's Radio Roundup today and every Thursday here out of Studio W Live. And yeah, you can stream it. It's nice and simple. Download that free IMG2 app or go to studiow.buzz, and it's live every Thursday from 10 till noon. And I think we'll hopefully be having you in here again in about another month or so, right? Or we're doing that whenever. Or to discuss some of the other albums. We did
Yeah.
part one of this about a month
like
ago.
this
it's
approach of
kind of
focusing
fun,
on
focusing
one
on one
record.
album and talking about it. And
Our friend Scott
Yeah.
asked me a question on Facebook right now, asking if I listened to Steve Probst.
Okay, yeah.
In his radio show growing up. But I did. I mean, there was, when I was younger, it was Huggy Boy and Art LeBeau, who's still going. They used to play such great music over the air, on the air. And I missed that kind of radio. But later, guys like Steve Probst and a few others kind of turned me on to some deeper
cuts, yeah.
And there's I guess through now on the internet stuff, there's
now
some
the
great
internet
shows
or
here. But I do
podcasts
miss
and
something
stuff.
about hearing it over
Over the radio
Yeah.
was something special. Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, I missed the K-Earth days. That's how I first got into doo-wop and rhythm and blues, was hearing that when they'd still play, 50s, before they start slowly transitioning to 60s and then now 70s, 80s, and whatever it is today now.
The funny thing about Steve Probst's radio show, we used to call in, talk about opening up the lines.
Yeah.
My friend and I used to call in, just make up songs. Like, hey, do you have,
something that...
kiss my arm by the figs, or what? But we just make up
Would he
titles.
go along with it, pretend it was something?
He'd look on the air, let's see. No, I didn't bring that one with me this week, but I'll see if I can bring it in
Trying
next
to
week.
pretend like he was hip to it, even though it's something made up. Well, again, if anybody wants to call in here and ask a question, or we got Big San, or ask for a made-up song, the number is 844-978-8346. Again, 844-978-8346. Give us a call. Let us know what you want to hear, or if you got a question or a favorite song of yours. And we're just having fun here talking about
boards are
music.
lighting up here.
Oh boy, they're on fire, along with all the other noises in the background.
Okay, so the next song was one that I found out later was not it didn't have its origins in L.A. on my L.A. tribute record.
Right.
Ron Holden
yeah.
was another Seattle-based artist. Ron Holden and the Thunderbirds.
Mm-hmm.
My Babe was the first. Another great song.
It's a great 45.
I'm not sure if I can remember exactly how his story goes, but I guess he was in a group as a teenager playing local dances, and during the break they were outside having a drink and I think maybe a smoke, those funny cigarettes. But the cops pulled up and he they got busted, but he was like 18 and a half years old. The rest were under 18. So he got arrested and put in jail for contributing to the delinquency
to minors.
Of minors. Yeah. But then in jail, he made friends with one of the cops also had a group of his own. Had been in a group before called the Shades. He became friends with the cop, and this guy and his partner had some minor success with that band, and decided they wanted to get into the record business, and they made a deal with Challenge Records to look for local talent, and he found out that Ron Holden was a singer who heard him in his group playing locally, so they recorded a dub of this song that we're going to play, and I'm not sure if it might have been My Babe, but anyway. Challenge, they sent it to Challenge, and Challenge said, well, no, we're changing directions. We want to focus on country music now. And then the cop said, well, we had an agreement, and so what they did, Challenge pressed up 5,000 copies of the 45 with no label on it, shipped them back up to Seattle, and they, one by one, glued on their own, they had their labels printed up. And,
the Donna label?
It was Night Owl. Originally the Night Owl label. And then started to get a little attention locally. Then it broke through in a couple of other markets, which got all the other bigger labels interested. But they wanted money right away. These bigger labels were saying, we'll build them up as an artist. Start slow. But Bob Keane showed up in town offered them $10,000 on the spot. I'll put this out right now.
Yeah.
So they went with
His deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they went with that, and
So I wonder if there are any copies floating around with that original label, or if they.
yeah, it's out there. Yeah.
Interesting.
So anyway, yeah, so Bob put it out on the Donna label, and that's how I first came to know it, first came to know it.
Right.
And this was a huge hit in L.A. and it was all over the radio when I was a kid. So.
Now was the hit? So the hit side was "Love You So" or "My Baby"?
It was a two-side.
Oh, so both were hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
both took off. This one got a little bit higher in the
Interesting.
charts. Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Here we
let's
go.
listen to that now. Yeah.
And no cha-cha-cha. They've resisted the temptation.
Well, you know, it's hard to do sometimes.
At this hour.
Again, everybody, thanks for tuning in today to Mad Matt's Radio Roundup. And as we're noticing the time, we realized we're going to have to make this a two-part episode. So we only have till noon, so we'll let you know when we're going to do part two. If we're going
Hopefully next week.
Hopefully
I'll
next
find
week.
out within the next 15
and
minutes.
then so keep an eye on both our Facebook pages, Robert's and mine, Riverside Rockabilly, and look up the Mad Matt's Radio Roundup page on Facebook as well. And if you're interested in hearing some of the previous episodes, if you go look up Mad Matt's Radio Roundup on YouTube, the Johnny Knight episode is up there, which was a great episode if you're into historical things and Johnny Knight and early rock and roll music. Listen to that episode. There's a Checker episode up there too on Checker Records, and I'll be uploading hopefully this episode and a previous episode as well. So if you want to listen to those, and again, tune in live every Thursday and listen to this, as I'll have another guest and just talking about great music and good times. So thanks everybody for tuning in today.
And I hope you don't mind. From people's responses here, I think a lot of people don't mind, and they rather like the talking in between.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I guess we could play records all morning here, but it's
it's
kind
good
of fun for me.
talking about the music. It's
Yeah.
always good hearing the stories behind it and reminiscing and talking about the original artists and hearing those songs. And I do enjoy that, and I know we both enjoy hearing great music and listening to great songs. So I'm glad everyone else is enjoying that as well. So now we're gonna play your version of "Love You So" off that Dedicated to You album.
Okay.
My darling, I love you so more than you'll ever know. Each night I kneel and say a prayer, hoping when I wake you'll still be there. I need your love with all my heart. Promise me we'll never part. We have a love that's sure to be true love for all eternity. Always remember, my love is true, no matter what I may do. Stay in this heart of mine until the very end of time. Dearest, I beg of you to keep this love so plain and true. I ask the Lord, Lord up above, to never take away your love. No matter what I may do, remember, my love is true. We have a love that's sure to be true love for all eternity.
Love You So right there.
Thanks.
Off that great Dedicated You album released on Hightone in '98. And if you do not have a copy, I suggest you buy one and get that. And if you can track down a vinyl version, get that too, because it always sounds better on vinyl.
Yeah, it definitely does. That one was a request by and goes out to Abby.
All right,
Did you
then.
hear that song?
That'll be $3.99 PayPal Riverside Rockabilly.
Listening to that played back right now, I'm remembering now that we all took our turn at playing the, well, whatever, clave or maybe we used the wood block. Or
Yeah.
But I don't know who ended up doing it. We were taking turns. We couldn't get the
rhythm down.
Yeah, I couldn't keep the tempo steady, you know. I can't remember who we went with.
Well, maybe someone out there knows. Or,
Yeah, Alan would know. Russell Scott would know.
well, call on in if you're out there listening. and let us know so we can get the right information to the listeners. I'm
That's so
sure-
important.
that way they can
Yeah.
sleep at night. I don't want people staying up late at night.
All right, so next on the album was The Death of an Angel.
Ooh, yeah.
One of those great
Yeah.
death songs, crying
Yeah.
songs. That a lot of people hate. But,
No, I like the, yeah.
Donald Woods and the Bel Airs.
Yeah.
Was on another fantastic label, Flip
You know,
Records.
that Richard Berry was on.
Yep. So 1955. Donald, he was with Vernon Green and the Medallions.
Okay.
And left the group to make his own recordings. I think he was probably still working with them.
Double dipping a little, probably. Yeah.
Well, that too. But so he recorded Donald Woods and the Bel Airs, and Donald Woods said, as this one is, the Bel Airs.
Yeah.
This is one of the guys I had in mind when I mentioned earlier that there's somehow like a Frank Zappa connection, and I've had some people come out
Yeah.
to shows through this connection.
Interesting.
Because he was a champion of Donald Woods, and the flip side of this record was called "The Man from
Utopia.
Utopia,
Yeah.
and that was the title of one of Frank's albums. But anyway, here's "Death of an Angel," a song banned in certain cities.
Yeah, funny how that.
Yeah.
When you think of how we are now as a society, it's always interesting when you hear about certain songs that got blacklisted or couldn't get airplay.
There's some funny rumors and certain mythology that goes with this record. Both sides of the record
Really?
connected. Well, maybe we'll go into
Yeah,
that
we'll go
next
into
show.
that.
A whole show on that.
Yes, 2 hours.
Okay.
Play it.
My baby's gone and left me all alone. My baby's gone and she left me alone. So alone. I want my baby home. Ooh. I still remember the day she went away. That was the day my angel left me to stay. Oh no, no, I want my baby home. Ooh, I know that she is gone. That was the death of an angel, don't know why. I want to be beside her, but I'm afraid to die. Oh, I want my baby back home. I want my baby home. I know that she is gone, but still I want her home.
Oh boy, I better wipe away the tears. Get myself together.
That one
after
goes
that
out to
one.
our good buddy Glenn D'Amato, who said, "I want to hear some Donald Woods." So That goes out to you, Glenn. Miss you, man. Had a great time hanging out with you on the East Coast, and thanks for coming out to the few shows of ours that you did. Yeah, always great to hang out with you, man.
Cool, man. Yeah, Death of an Angel right there. Oh, man. Now let's hear your version of that.
Oh, do we gotta?
Yes, that's the whole point of today. That is the point. Again, everybody, thanks for tuning in today, and thanks, Robert. Thanks, Big Sandy, for coming in. This is always enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to part 2 next week.
Yeah,
we
we're going
will
to
be doing
confirm
that next week.
It's been confirmed.
So get ready now. Set that alarm clock. Tune back in at 10 a.m. next Thursday for part 2 of this as we finish up the rest of the album and discuss some more stories related to this and play the original artist and play your versions of those songs off this great song. And right now,
hit it, Fred.
Let's play that one right now. Death of an Angel, Big Sandy's version on Mad Matt's Radio Roundup.
My virgin.
My baby's gone and left me all alone. My baby's gone and left me all alone, so alone. I want my baby home. Ooh, I still remember the day she went away. That was the day my angel left me to stay. Oh no, no, I want my baby home. Ooh, I know that she is gone. That was the death of an angel. Don't know what or why. I want to be beside her, but I'm afraid to die. Oh, I want my baby back home. Oh, I want my baby home. Know that she is gone, still I want her home.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy, what a great way to start the morning right there. It's in the nice.
It's cracking me up. I just remember the session with the Calvains, and it was just funny recording the.
Were they the ones doing
part.
the sound effects in the back of the
Yeah.
crying and everything? I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
So they were the ones. That's funny. And they were having fun with it, or was everyone else-
Yeah. And I miss working with those guys. Bobby Adams, who's
They still live out
such
here.
a he moved out to Tennessee,
Oh.
and then Freddie sadly passed away.
Oh.
I think that they still do shows occasionally with a couple of other guys. But I guess we'll go right to the next song. We have too much time left here.
Yeah, just a little time left.
Another Yeah, who had a request for this one, didn't
I
we?
think Paul wanted to hear Guided Missiles, and someone else might have too. So if we're forgetting your name, this one's going to go out to both of you. And again, thanks for everybody for tuning in and listening to this and enjoying it and sending us all your messages and how much you're digging it, because we do enjoy great music and rhythm and blues and doo-wop and so much other stuff. And it's nice knowing that there's other people out there who appreciate it too, and it makes doing these little projects and doing these shows worthwhile, knowing there's other people out there listening who enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay, so next song is a song. Yeah, I get a lot of requests to perform this song, but can't really do it without the vocal group
Right.
behind me. But it's always been a favorite ever since I was a kid. I had on an oldies but goodies album that my uncle gave me. By the Cufflinks, another great song on the Dutone label.
Yeah.
And I don't know, being a Air Force guy yourself, I don't know if you knew that the group originally formed when they were in the Air Force. They were stationed
No, I
in
wasn't aware.
Libya.
Wow. In
Early-
Libya?
Yeah, in
Wow.
their early 50s.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that.
And then later, a couple of the guys found themselves at stationed in Sacramento. I think McClellan Air Force Base. Is
Okay.
that-
Yeah.
and they recorded a dub of this song and sent it down to Dootsy Williams, who ran the
ran
Dutone
Dutone.
label, and he signed them up right away. They came down to LA to do the session, and the song, I don't know if this qualifies as payola, but I guess
Oh.
Dootsy used to bribe the DJs for
For airtime.
for this record by sending out expensive cufflinks to all the DJs.
Oh, that's a pretty smart.
Yeah.
That's a cool little marketing gimmick right there. Cool, man.
So here we go, Guided
Yeah.
Missiles.
Guided missiles. Guided missiles. Guided missiles. Aimed at my heart. Bound to destroy me. Tear me apart. Guided kisses. None of them true. Now I know the enemy is you. Guided missiles bound to explode, destroying my heart. Is your goal? You have succeeded in making me blue. Now I know the enemy is you. You weaken my defenses with your tender kisses. You knew when you loved me, I never would resist. Now you got me. I'll give in. Trusting you was my only sin, but the same guided me, so we'll get you in the end.
You weaken my defenses with your tender kisses. You knew when you loved me, I never would resist.
Now you got me. I'll give in. Trusting you was my only sin, but the same guided me, so we'll get you in the end.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, those guided missiles. Yeah, that's a great one right there.
I like when songs that end with a little kick drum there.
Yeah. Good way to end it right there.
Thanks.
Yeah, boy. Again, everybody, thanks a lot for tuning in today. And obviously, most of you probably know how to get touch with Big Sandy, but look me up under Riverside Rockabilly on Instagram and Facebook if you want to keep up to date on the show stuff and other programs, and Mad Matt's Radio Roundup as well on Facebook like page. Go ahead and like that so you can keep up to date on future programs and other artists that may be coming in studio and doing some shows. And like I said, we're going to try and upload this to YouTube so you guys can listen to it. So if you search Mad Matt's Radio Roundup on YouTube, you'll find some previous episodes, and we'll make sure and let you know when this one gets uploaded. So if you missed it or missed any part, you can listen in the future. But again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Great to have you listening.
Yes. And once again, we'll be following up next week on this. We'll finish off this album, and then maybe we can just do the rest of the show. Let's
more doo-wop and rhythm and blues.
Yeah,
we'll bring some records in and spin some stuff that we like as well.
And I'd like to dedicate this show and next week's to my mother. Angel, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Some of you are friends with her on Facebook or have seen her at our shows.
Dancing the night away.
Yeah. If I only had half of the energy that she does, and that's at, how old is she going to be? 83. No.
Uh-oh. Now you're in trouble.
No, she's turned 72 in a couple days. So happy birthday, Mom. Yeah. So
cool.
I guess we play my version.
A happy birthday song? No. Yeah. Let's play. Yeah. Well, let's play. This will be the last track we do today. And then again, make sure and tune in next week for part 2.
Okay.
But right now, we're going to play Big Sandy's version of Guided Missiles off that Dedicated to You album. Like I said, if you don't have a copy, make sure and go get yourself a copy. Support the band, support music, and make sure and come out to their shows too and support live music. But right now, the last track we're going to play off that Dedicated to You album before doing part 2 next week, Guided Missiles.
Zoom. Guided missiles. Zoom. Guided missiles. Zoom.
Guided missiles. And out my heart. Zoom. Bound to destroy me. Tear me apart. Zoom. Guided kisses. None of them true. Now I know the enemy is you. Guided missile, bound to explode, destroying my heart. Is your goal? You have succeeded, making me blue. Now I know the enemy is you. You weaken my defenses with your tender kisses. You knew when you loved me I never would resist. Now you've got me. I hope you care. Trusting you are my only sin, but the same guided missile to get you in the end.
You weaken my defenses with your tender kisses. You knew when you loved me I never would resist.
Now you've got me. I hope you care. Trusting you are my only sin, but the same guided missile to get you in the end.
Oh man, the ending of that's so sweet, man. You sound good at the end of that, and then with the Calvines backing you up. I really like the way that ends right there. Great way to end the show too, before we move on in to next week. But yeah, so got anything else you want to say before we wrap things up?
Well, thank you for letting me come in here. Thanks to everybody. Thanks everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for writing in. Just to make get the word out there. I'll be out with the Fly Right Boys this weekend. 2 shows up north, playing tomorrow night, Friday night, at the Elbow Room in San Francisco. And then Saturday afternoon, I'll be at the Starlight Lounge in Sacramento. That goes from 1 in the afternoon till 7. And then Sunday night, a big show in San Diego with the Reverend Horton Heat, Lords of Altamont, and the Bell Rays.
And Saturday's a toy drive too, right?
That's right. Saturday's a toy drive. Bring your unwrapped gift if you're able to come out to that show in Sacramento Saturday afternoon. Admission is $10 if you bring a gift and $15 without.
Well, there you go. Support those shows, support live music, and I guess I'll plug a little of my live show as well. On December 19th, a week from this Saturday, I got Wayne the Train Hancock coming to town, so make sure and come on out to the Crown Town Jamboree at Boondocks in Corona, California. That is Saturday, December 19th. It starts a little early. Doors are at 7 p.m. because we got 3 bands. Wayne Hancock, the Midnight Boys, and the Tone Slingers, and Wayne usually plays a long set, so make sure and get there early and support Wayne, and start the holiday season off right. Come out to some live shows, see Big Sandy this weekend, come out and see Wayne Hancock the next week, and tune in next Thursday for part 2 of this.
And speaking of the Fly Right Boys going to that, we just we're really excited. We just got out of the studio.
Yeah.
We recorded 2 new songs, the 45 that will be coming out next year. I think next week I'll make an official announcement of what label that's going to be on.
So keep an eye out for that. I've had the privilege of listening to it, and they are 2 great tracks, and it's going to make for a great double-sided 45 that you will want to make sure and get your hands on. So keep an eye out for that, and that'll be released around Viva time?
It's going to, we're going to have a Viva release date.
That'll be great, so keep an eye out for that. Well, right now, as we wrap things up, again, everybody, thank you all for tuning in to Mad Matt's Radio Roundup today, live and every Thursday from 10 a.m. till noon, live out of Studio W in the heartland of San Bernardino, California, where there's a lot of great musical history here, too, in a city with a lot of great memories that's had some hard times in recent times. But it's great to be here in my hometown doing this, and great to have you here, Robert. Again, thanks so much for coming in.
Man.
And I hope everybody tunes in again next week. Make sure and look up Mad Matt's Radio Roundup on Facebook, Riverside Rockabilly on Instagram, and then follow Big Sandy and the Fly Right Boys as well. And we're going to end things today with a little up-tempo, another Calvains tune. You want to introduce this one?
I just want to salute them. Look up their music, the great records that they recorded for the Dutone label in the 50s, and I'm just forever grateful to them for working with me in the studio.
That's so special, man. I hope you get to work with them again, hopefully sometime soon, and maybe work again and do another special recording that we can all love and enjoy and listen to over the years, that so many people have over the years. So let's end it right now with the Calvains for you.
Now listen what I tell you. Hey baby, I want your love. You're the only one I'm thinking of. Don't need no stars above. Oh, oh. Hey baby, I wanna hold your hand. I wanna be your lover man. Why don't you understand? Oh, oh. Well now, you ain't kind, you're on my mind. No one else will do, pretty baby. Time to be the one for me. Now that we're through, now, hey baby, I wanna hold your hand. I only wanna be your lover man. Why don't you understand? Oh, oh. Sweet kind, you're mine.
No one else will know.
Promise me the one for me.
Now that we are through.
Oh, hey baby, I want your love. You're the only one I'm thinking of. Don't need no stars above. Oh, oh. Oh, 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 hey now, baby, I want your love. talking about, baby, baby, baby. I love you so.
Ooh, yeah, the Kelvains right there, Flea-wee, yeah. What a great way to end today's show. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in, and what a beautiful thing, man. Having so many people from all around the world listening in today, listening to the thing that binds us all together. Great music, great friends. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Robert, one more time for coming in. What a pleasure it is to have you.
Matthew and Bomber.
And make sure and tune in next Thursday. Whoa, what am I talking about? I don't know what day it is. Next Thursday for part 2 of this great show. But right now on Studio W, we are turning it over to the lunchtime blues hour here. So
Speaking
again,
of lunchtime.
time to go get some lunch. So again, thanks, everybody. We'll hear from you next week. Tune back in.